Hey guys, this is Carla Alexander here with Keeping It Real. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you very much for joining us today. This is going to be a hot topic. For all you returning subscribers, what's up? How y'all doing? I see you. I see you. Last week's video kind of got me thinking. What happens to the relationship when the man can't get it up? Or maybe there's just something that might be wrong, like an erectile dysfunction, or maybe he's just not into it anymore. Maybe his sex drive is depleted. There are so many different reasons why men and women, lose their sex drive. But there's ways to counteract the negative effects of not being able to get sex in the bedroom. So I got a couple of notes together today to discuss certain things that women can do for men who are either experiencing an erectile dysfunction or they're just not kind of feeling you for whatever reason. And let's see if we can get down to some of these problems and get you guys laid. If you follow me on Facebook, I posted the question, as you see. And I wasn't really pleased with the outcome. I mean, like almost 3,000 people follow me on Facebook and I got maybe 5 male responses. It's like either they're just too young to understand what a man with an erectile dysfunction is going through, or they're just not prepared to talk about it. So either way, that was no help. You are more than welcome to go to Facebook and check to see exactly the comments because they were ridiculous. Like I wrote 3 of them down. So the first one was like, yeah, giving head. Dude, do you know what it feels like freaking sucking on a Vienna sausage? No woman wants to do that, especially if you know you can't get it up. The problem runs way deeper than that. God. Then there's another one that wrote that his homeboy hit it. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't see too many men willing to say, you know what, dude, I trust you. Right now, my dick ain't working. I'm going to need you to hit my wife off. Yeah, you kind of see where that's going? No, that's not going to happen. Then there's another one that I felt like was a little bit more honest. He said nothing. And I can respect that. I can understand that sometimes, just like women go through things, men go through it, and they don't want to talk about it. Whether they're embarrassed about it or, they don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't know. But there's many different reasons why men aren't honest about certain things. And I just happen to be the type of woman where I was on the other end of that, so I can kind of help with what they talk about, what they're not getting at home. And, it doesn't condone their behavior and it doesn't condone mine, but I will say that I learned a lot in these experiences and I'm going to share them with you. One of the biggest things that I hear anytime a man is approaching me and he's got a girlfriend at home, it's, oh, my girlfriend doesn't do what she's supposed to do in the bed. Now, I can understand that because some women don't like to give head. Some women don't like to come out of the bedroom. Some women aren't really flexible in the hips. It's not that they don't want to have the sex. I think that some women just don't know how to have really great sex. They're too busy caught up on all the small things. They might not want to, or they just don't have the impulse, or maybe the man is just not being creative enough and pulling it out of her, because a lot of women have been, sexually damaged, so they don't know what to do. And I was a victim of that for a long time. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure if it was safe for me to be able to explore, other avenues with my new partner because of the trauma that I experienced in my last relationship. After a while, you get over that. And my thing is, if a person doesn't like you and doesn't like your spontaneity or your open-mindedness about, different sexual adventures, then I say hightail it. Bye. See you later. Find somebody else that's gonna be down with it. And I'm not saying that's in no way me telling anybody to go out and cheat on your man or go cheat on your girlfriend. I'm gonna give you some tips to help before you go down that road, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to keep it 100. Okay, and I'm coming from experience. If you don't at least attempt to try some of these things, your man is going to go out and he is going to find somebody else that will. I'm telling you. So let's try and work some of these ideas out. You've been together for years with your man and the spark is out. It's gone. It's dried up. You sleep on one side of the bed. He sleeps on the other side of the bed. You guys might get lucky and have sex every once in a blue. You're probably to the point where you don't want to try anymore. And he's probably like, I definitely don't want to try. That's a problem. So the number one thing you're going to have to do before you can do anything else is you guys are going to have to communicate. You're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to talk about what is wrong. And that means being prepared to get your feelings hurt. Because if you've put on a couple of pounds, he might not be attracted to that. That happened to me. And I got my feelings hurt. But I had to realize that my weight gain and how he perceived me shouldn't have been under the same category. It shouldn't have mattered how big I was. I should have always been attractive, but I wasn't. And that was just who he was. And a lot of women go through that. We get older. We have kids. Things don't just pop back into place, especially if you have multiple children. So it's important for females, one, to stay connected with her sexuality. So if you've lost that lady, it's time to find her. Because by finding your sexuality, by finding what makes you tick, it's going to help maybe bring him back over to your side and get him more focused on you. Because whether it's an erectile dysfunction or he's just not feeling you right now, you have got to find out what it is. You owe it to yourself. It's only right. So let's get down to it. Let's communicate. Let's find out what the problem is. If it's a medical condition, okay, you can work with a medical condition, right? Of course you can, because this is all going to help you with a medical condition. It's not about penetration. It's not about that. It's about understanding and being compassionate and bringing back the passion. And how do we do that? You got to get in the mind. It's not about just the body. Now, I know what you're getting ready to say, and I agree with you 100%. Your weight should never have anything to do with it. But some men, not all, are like that. I know how it feels to have somebody tell you that you're not attractive because you gained weight. I understand this thing behind that. But I also understand that the same way I want a man who looks good and in shape, I have to be understanding that the man that I'm with wants the same thing. But it was during a time I lost my mother. And I was going through a very, very difficult time, and I just didn't care. I did not care. So that was my reasoning. And it kind of sucked because the person that I was with, I thought that, we had gotten past the physical aspect of things, but I guess some things just 10, 15 years later, some guys just are like that. They're just shallow. If you decide to lose weight, you lose weight because you want to, not because he thinks that you'll look better in a size smaller or, he'll have more fun in the bed. That doesn't make any sense because you're still the same person, but men are stupid. Okay, communicate. I always say this. Communicating is the most important tool to have in a relationship. I don't understand why people don't do that. Let me tell you what I used to hear. When a man would go home, instead of coming home to a hot cooked meal, he goes home to arguing and bickering about this and about that. And, I get it. I get it. But there's always an underlying issue behind that. And sometimes as women, we're just tired, especially when we have kids. We don't always want to be attractive and sexy. We want to be loose and comfortable. But when you see that it's starting to affect your relationship, then yeah, you might want to do something about it. Now, when it's on his end and it's a medical condition, it's a little bit different. When couples have a problem in the bed, they tend to close off from each other and separate, and that's never a good thing. You don't ever want that to really happen. So if there is a problem and you're not really sure why, open your mouth and say something. So the first thing you can try, and hopefully it works, massage therapy. Massage therapy is not about sex. This is not a freaking massage parlor with a happy ending. What it's about stimulating his body, stimulating his mind, getting him to relax, not to worry about performing, because that's not what this is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about him getting anxious and having anxiety because he's worried that he's not going to be able to get an erection. Because a lot of times some of it is psychosomatic. It might not even be medical. But in order for you to really get down to the nitty gritty of the truth as to why there's a problem, I personally suggest that you do exactly what you are supposed to do as the woman, and then explore other avenues. That's what this is about, okay? Get the massage oil ready and be prepared to rub him from head to toe. Tell him to get his butt in the tub, run him a nice hot bath, throw some nice bath salts in there, relax his body, relax his mind, so that when he comes into the bedroom, all you're doing is you're just going to relax him. You're not going to talk. You're going to put on some music. You're going to have some nice essential oils burning and some candles. You're not going to say a word. You're just going to allow your fingers to do the talking. And again, it's not about the penetration. It's about getting him to understand, or reassuring him that, yeah, the mad piece is nice, but it's not everything. And you're prepared to be as patient with him and as understanding as need be. And that means being intimate, meaning just hugging each other, caressing each other, feeling each other's body, not getting to the nitty gritty and grabbing the tits. No, we're not going to do that. We're not grabbing no balls. We're not grabbing no dicks. We're not cupping no ass. We are going to take our time and we're going to explore. Okay? That is so important. Now, you ask yourself, how do I get to that point? You want to know how you get to the massage part? I know how. I already know. Guys want to be wowed. They want to be wooed. I don't give a fuck what they say. They do. Okay? They do. I am always and will always be a very romantic woman. I love sending my man flowers. I just do. I love sending him, lunch, or making him a treat and just dropping it off at the office. That to me is sexy. And you can do that with no underwear on. You know what I'm saying? You can get there, just drop off his lunch and just take his hand and put it in between your legs right quick and then go home. Give him that thought. Let him think about that for a minute. Or even better, get dressed up. Take a couple of nudes of yourself and send them to him. Remind him what it is that brought you two together. That's what you're doing. You're getting into his head. That's where you have to be at. Go out. Go have a night on the town. Don't talk about business. Don't talk about the stress. And most importantly, do not bring up the fact that you're not getting him. The night is about him. You're going to go out and you're going to talk about all the things that made you fall in love with each other. You're going to remind each other and you're going to laugh, have a bottle of wine, and be in the moment. And hopefully he will be comfortable enough to say, all right, let's give it a try. Then you run the bath, like I said, then then the massage comes into place. Again, no touching. Keep your hands to yourself. What you're going to do is when you're done massaging him and he is nice and relaxed and he's feeling like the king of the world, and he still can't get it up, it's okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to begin to touch ourselves. We're going to do a little show for him. Don't move. Don't worry about anything. This is about you just having a little bit of eye candy. Do a little dance for him, Flap those hips left and right, Do what he likes to do. Do the things that turns him on, And then what you want to do is you want to get yourself nice and wet. You want to think about the prospects of having sex. The thought of it, or just building yourself up to that point. I mean, it's a risk, but building yourself up to that point, your body's going to respond. And then you just take his hand and you guide him. I mean, hello? Did everybody forget about finger popping? That's what we all did as teenagers before we started having sex. So get to the finger popping. Have an orgasm. Let him see you enjoy his hands, because then he'll understand that it's not just about his penis. He can still please you, and you can still feel wonderful. You can still feel like a woman. You can still feel sexy. Okay? So do that for yourself. Let him see you. You know what I'm saying? Let him really, really look at you. Don't be so self-conscious, because you are sexy. You gotta bring her out, especially if you want this man to respond to you. When I say touch yourself in front of him, I mean touch yourself in front of him. Let him see everything. Everything. Incorporate the things that you know he likes. Like, I don't know. If he likes chocolate-covered strawberries, bring some chocolate-covered strawberries. Anything and everything that you know that will entice him, bring it. Bring it on. Bring it all. That includes food. And don't forget, please, ladies, please, when you get the opportunity, if he is actually down there and he's moving those fingers over that clit and he is bringing you to your climax, do not forget to let him hear how much you appreciate that. Moan, scream, bite, do whatever you got to do. Let this man know that he is a wanted king, even with an erectile dysfunction. Reassurance outside of the bedroom also helps. What do I mean by that? If he happens to be sitting on the couch, just caress his arm as you walk by, or just, guide your finger along his neck. Just as you walk up, casual. That's it. Just spark his skin. Make his hairs stand on end. Because, again, it's about touching. This is about foreplay. This is a form of making love. And this can be done from early in the morning to build up to a wonderful evening. But you have to start somewhere. Share your energy. Let him feel how you want him. Let him feel that through your touch. I'm telling you it works, because a simple touch from somebody that wants you, or that you are universally connected with, is an amazing feeling. It's electric. Trust me. I had it once in my life, and I still to this day can feel it. I can still feel that touch. That's how strong that touch is. So reassure him. You know what I'm saying? And I know, again, you might say it's just unfair. Now, let's say you've done everything, right? You've done everything. You've set the mood. You set the flowers, your flower petals on the bed. You're the massage oil lady. You've done the aromatherapy. You've got all types of smells going on in the air. And homeboy is still like, I am not feeling you. It's time for you to do you. If your man is having problems, or he is not interested in having sex with you, then understand something. That is now his problem. Because you as a woman have done everything you can. And these are just a few tips. There's so many things that you can do to ignite, the romance in the bed. You just got to be creative. You just have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. That means sometimes bringing sex out the bedroom. Make it fun. You have to be willing to show him that you are as passionate on the outside as you are on the inside. And he's going to respond. And if he doesn't, then again, like I said, not your problem. With the amount of things that can be done out here in the world, and this man is not even thinking about trying to at least freaking go down on you after everything that you've done for him. And I'm talking about being understanding. I'm talking about weeks of just understanding. If you've done everything that you could possibly do me a favor. Do not blame yourself. It is not your fault. Do not let anybody tell you it is your fault, because it's not. That's the one thing I did learn. That issue is not your issue. That's his issue. And if you decide to take it on, you will be wearing it for a very, very long time, if not for the rest of your life. You're always going to think that there's something wrong with you and that you can't perform in the bed. There's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. So don't get caught up on that. Look at yourself. You are beautiful who you are and how you are. Sometimes men just don't see that. That's their problem. But don't get caught up in their bullshit to the point where you lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. Your sexuality is very important. You're going to need it, because despite the fact of what people say about how women, they get older and they get dried out and they get this and they get that. No sir, not over here. If anything, as women get older, the sex gets better for them. So you don't have time to sit around and fix somebody else's erectile dysfunction or his issue of not wanting to have sex because, for whatever reason. You ain't got time for that. So you do everything that you have to do to make sure that you can say within your heart, I did everything I could. And then whatever you do from that moment on will be up to you. Your choice. Whether you stay, whether you leave, whether you seek a sex therapist, whether you seek, a vacation, whatever it is that you decide to do in your life, just know that as long as you've done everything you could possibly have done and still held on to yourself, then that's the best you can do. And keep moving on. Keep living your life. Keep fulfilling those goals. Keep doing whatever it is that's going to keep you in the state of sexiness. Because it's not worth it to allow somebody to take it away from you. You're too special for that. You're too wonderful. Last thing. If your man really is suffering from an erectile dysfunction and it's nothing else, then doing these tips and understanding that it's not about the penetration, it's just about the intimacy, will probably help him to at least not be as anxious about not being able to perform in the bed. But if you're the other half and you think that there's a possibility that your man is cheating on you and that's the reason why things are not working out for you, no matter what you've done, no matter how much you've tried to put the effort in, then it's time for you to do you, boo. That's all I'm going to say. Because you don't have time to waste on other people's problems. It's not worth it. It's really, really not worth it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Please. If you have any questions, you guys already know what to do. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Don't follow me on Twitter, because Twitter is for my Onlyfans. Y'all make me come on there. But you can follow me on everything else. Feel free to DM me, or you can just leave a comment below. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And if you guys have any ideas about my videos, if you have a question that you would like for me to actually, approach, then do me a favor. Give it to me. Hit me with your best shot. I guarantee you, I will keep it real. I'll do the research. Listen, don't get mad at me if you don't like the answer, but I'll do the research and I will definitely keep it 100. And don't forget, y'all already know, like, subscribe, and ring that. I would hate for you guys to miss my videos. This is Carla Alexander here with Keeping It Real, and I just want you guys to remember you guys are fabulous and fat. You guys are fabulous and fat. If you don't know what my version of fat means, I will explain it to you. PHAT. Feel good about yourself. Help others whenever possible. Always laugh, even through your pain. And thank God every single day for what you have. If you live by that, you're living fat.